Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Sleepless Ninja. Today we're going to begin a series of videos on updating your user interface. It's going to be a complete how-to guide, and today I'm going to focus on updating your background picture as well as adding minimalistic text to your home screen. Let's get right into it. So we begin by removing the old. Let's make some room for the new interface. So let's go set the wallpaper. Let's go into gallery and then choose our selection. I am choosing a submicron. He's over at the DeviantArt, linked below. And basically, I added more black around this image. The reason in portrait mode, it tries to fit the top to the bottom of what you're highlighting. And unfortunately, in widescreen, that means it cuts off the top and the bottom. But I like that top and the bottom, and I want it in the picture. So by adding more black on the top and the bottom, I am able to get that fullness of this picture. And you'll see, even though I crop this much, in portrait mode, it's still going to zoom in a little. So use this tip to kind of generate your wallpaper of your choice. Definitely check out this artist, though. So I actually ran into a little problem with the minimalist text application. It kept on bringing up my old widgets for some reason. So all I did is I deleted minimalist text, and now I reinstalled it, and let's see if it's starting to cooperate. So I'm going to hold down on the area I want to add, and I want to add a 3x1. You can see this is the menu that comes up. So we want to give this a unique name. So let's call this demo date. Oh, I spelled it wrong. And you want to make sure that each widget has a unique name, even the ones you throw away, because they're saved. So as long as you give them a unique name, you should be okay and not run into problems. I was running into a couple problems, so sometimes uninstalling is the best you can do. Now that we have that, let's go to predefined layout. We're going to click on it, and it basically brings up this menu. And we want to customize that predefined layout. So I want to really customize the way that my date and time looks. So when you select customize layout, then custom layout becomes available. And you get this very nice menu. And so basically, you can see in this menu, there are a couple things. There's this box, and this is basically building blocks to build your custom minimalist text box, and then the preview down here of what it looks below. Then there's these three menus. There's a plus, there's a minus row, and a plus row. So basically you can add rows in depth if you wish, using the minus and the plus row. And then with the big green plus, you can add your own different customized minimalist text boxes. So you can see in the date, you can do year, you can do it as text or a number or a week number. The clock, you have the different types of hours or minutes and what type of, you can do it in text, you can do it in numbers. There's a lot of customizability here. You have battery, weather, and then miscellaneous. So we're going to combine the clock to give it a customized feel. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually get rid by holding down on the layout that's already there. And then I'm going to press that green checkbox to bring up the menu. And then we're in hour. And so I want to do hour number. Hour 12 to 2 digits. So if we do that and we drag it up, you can see, oh, there it is. And then you can see it has a 0, but that's not what I want. I don't want a 0. So we're going to go back an hour 12. And see, that's exactly what I want. 7. And it's actually 7:23, so you can see 7 works right there. But that's not, but I want a colon now. There's no colon available in the time. So how do you do it? This is kind of the beauty of minimalistic text. Minimalist text. You can then go to miscellaneous and do static text. And then in static text, you can click on it and enter anything you want. So I'm going to do colon. And then click out of that. And let's add another. And then we'll go back to the clock. And we'll add minute. And there you go. 7:24 with the colon. Very cool. And then I want to add PM or AM, so we can go in. And then you can see you could do AM, PM full text, which would do, you know, post meridian and all of that in full, or you can just do the AM, PM. And just drag it up there. And you can see 7:25 PM. Exactly what I wanted. And so we can go out and go back. And then there we go. Now, I'll zoom out and we can see this in action. Nothing exactly fancy, and wow, it's small, but that is the beginning of something that's going to be very, very cool. So now let's take this a little bit further. So we're going to go and click in, and we're back at the interface. So here's things that become important. So widget direction. This is the whole direction of your widget. Is it top to down? Is it top down? Left or right? We want the time going from left to right. So that is good. Horizontal block. Now, the block is that frame, and do we want the text in the center of it? Do we want it to the left of it or to the right of it? We want it towards the left because I want it to hug the wall of the zoom as close as it can. Vertical block. Do we want it towards the top, the center, or the bottom? I want it centered. I don't want it to hug the top of the frame or the bottom of the frame. I want it right in the center. So that's good. And then horizontal text, left. So everything's going to hug the left center, basically, with all these settings. So let's go back and see what that did. As you can see, a lot of this is back and forth. So you can see it's on the left as far as it can go. If I highlight it, towards the center. So that's exactly what we wanted. But of course, you know, this is a little too small for the screen. Let's make it pop. So we're going to click on here. We're going to go back into the interface. And now we're going to play with the actual fonts and the text here. So normal, accented, non-accented. So let's go first the accented, and we're going to play along with this. We're gonna leave the font family for now, right? Right now we're just working on size. So let's throw up about 50, and let's see what 50 looks like. And then we'll go back out of here. And then we're going to go here. And I like the bold to be slightly bigger. So I'm going to do 46 for the non-bold. And we're going to go out. Oh, and I forgot something. So you can see the bold is looking right, but the unbold is not. So by default, actually, accented and non-accented are used, and the normal is not. So we actually want to make the normal 46. Excuse me for that. It's just been a little while since I've used this last. And if you don't want to use the scroller, you can always type it in at the bottom. But there we go, we have 46. Sorry for this fast back and forth, but I think the main context of everything is working well. So you can see, wow, beautiful. We now have 7:29 p.m. and it's popping on the screen. It's a better size, and we're getting there. So now let's add color, right? Because that is what's going to really make this stand out. So in order to add color, again, we're going to go back. And you can choose, do you want the color on the bold or do you want the color on the non-accented? I usually do the non-accented. And we're going to choose the color. So there's a couple ways you can do this kind of selection. You can do RGB or you can do hex. Now what I did is I looked on Paint, you can do it in Photoshop, on the picture on your PC. And basically, you select that tone on that picture that you want to capture and use that as your accent. So I did that for this, and it turned out to be F8, and this is the hex value. You have to make sure. The hex value basically is 6 digits. The 2 for the red, 2 for the green, 2 for the blue. Basically was what that stands for. F8 for the red then, 59 for the green, and for the blue we are just actually doing double zeros. Okay, and you see that gets that kind of orange tinge that this on the bottom here, that it compares what you have now to what you did have. Okay. So basically I forgot to click on the color to add it. So now I'm actually going back in, entering the number again, and then clicking on the color. Didn't feel like you had to watch it again. And now you can see it's there. You can see we're really shaping up the interface. Now we have 720, 732. You know, we want to change it up. Maybe that's not exactly. Maybe we want this to be a little bit bigger. Maybe we want this to be. And sorry for the back and forth, but there we go. Now we have 7:32. It's customized time. And it is on your zoom. So what do you do when you have something? You have the basic font, you have the basic accents. You want to go here to the bottom and say save. And just call it whatever you want. I'm going to call this one exactly what the name is. Therefore, when you load new widgets, you can actually load that template and we can use the same fonts and colors and the sizes here, which is very, very nice. So you can save this, and when you add a new widget, you'll have it, and you don't have to go through all that customizing again. As you can see, this is going to be somewhat of a lengthy process. This is only part 1. And we're going to get much more in depth, and I'm going to show you a lot more with minimalistic text. Sorry that it's only this one little thing, but we are going to build a very cool interface. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.